is food porn. And I mean that in the best way, honestly. Well, that's underselling it. Chef is a movie about doing what you love and then not giving a damn what anybody else thinks. I think that's why it resonates with me because, frankly, we care too much about what other people think, especially when it comes to the things that we love to enjoy. And Chef is a movie about enjoying food, enjoying the art of cooking. And that's what it is. It's an art, it's a means of expression. And it's about enjoying expressing yourself in that. And I love that. I loved it so much. Guys, gals, seriously, I walked out of this movie smiling from ear to ear. It is making a solid case for being my favorite film of this whole year so far. And this is a year that gave me a new X-Men movie that made me fawn and gush. So you gotta know where I'm coming from on this. Chef is wonderful. Because see, there's three main components to this movie. There's the food, which if you're a foodie at all, then I mean, even if you're not, God, it looks so good. You just want to lick the screen. And I just did that. I saw myself do it because I'm recording this. I did that, and that is exactly yes, that is the right reaction to this movie. When you see the stuff they are cooking, it is gorgeous, and you just want to eat it up. And it is. There are words. Like I said, food porn. Moving on, there's that. There's the whole creative aspect and what art means and what art is and our reactions to it and how we can react to it. Because a big component of the film is his reaction to critics, really. That's sort of the catalyst for the whole thing. A critic pans his restaurant, pans his food, and so he takes it upon himself to reinvent himself with a food truck. And so the nature of criticism and what a critic is, what a critic can do, and then how one can respond to it as an artist, all encompassing in this movie. And then thirdly, social media. I never knew from the trailers that this was going to be about social media, and yet I have never seen a movie so accurately portray how Twitter can make and break something than this film did. It's stunning how they convey the spread and the dangers and the joys even of social media usage. It's amazing. So if you have any interest in that, check it out too. But when it's all said and done, this movie has a beautiful heart to it that's all about art and expressing yourself. And more importantly, making sure that those around you share in that love. One of my favorite commentators in the industry is a guy named Jeff Canada, and he has a motto that I've taken upon myself. And he loves to say, no pun intended for what I'm about to say here, he always says the one thing you should always do is you should love loving things. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I try to live that. Just love what you love and be proud of it. And this movie is all about that. This movie is all about not only loving things, but it's about sharing that with others and the importance of sharing that with others and sharing those passions. And the movie conveys that with his relationship with his son, or more accurately, lack thereof at the beginning, that then turns into something at the end. It's a wonderful piece about just being happy with who you are and finding happiness in what you do and happiness in what you love doing, and not just sitting idly by and letting life just take you someplace and being content with just being there. In the end, Chef is telling us to not just be there, but to create something. That life is about creativity. Life is about making something new, making something beautiful, and sharing that with somebody else. It's an amazing little indie flick, and it made me happy again to watch movies. So many times I'll go into a theater and I will critique a film and I'll watch it and I will break it down to its nitty-gritty bits, find every little thing wrong with it, and I will just sit there and walk out of it, even if I enjoyed it, with just this I mean, negativity is a strong word, guys, but come on. When I sit here and I analyze something, I'm gonna find the chinks in the armor, the cracks in the iceberg. I walked out of this movie just feeling good. And you don't get that often. You don't get that often in movies nowadays. That feeling of just being like, yeah, that was a great movie, and I get it, and I feel great about it. And that movie does just that. As a real interesting side note, it's a road movie. You see them travel across the South, and there was a point where they hit New Orleans and they hit Houston, and by golly, you want to talk about nostalgia for feeling like being back home. Did it right for me there. I saw the streets that I grew up on. I saw the streets that I'd visited when I visited New Orleans. Magical little moment there just for me. I just wanted to throw that out there because this movie connects on so many levels. But seriously, if you have a heart, if you like food, if you care about art in the least, go see this movie. It's in limited release. The odds are it's going to be hard to find. But please, go check it out. It is worth every moment of its 2-hour runtime. Seriously, it's wonderful. Jon Favreau and his team deserve all the accolades they get. And if I may say so, God, John Leguizamo, Robert Downey Jr., Oliver Platt, Sofia Vergara, they're all and they all do great. So please, go check it out. Support movies like this because they don't come around often, and they should more. So please, go see Chef. It's worth checking out. You guys have a great night. I'll see you later whenever I review something else. Probably How to Train Your Dragon. Or don't forget, comment below and stuff. Thanks. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.